Good afternoon, folks. Money Rider around the table again. Unfortunately, still minus Mark. He's got a few bits going on, so he's unable to make it in a minute, but the three of us have got together. We're going to look at Royal Ascot, look ahead. We're going to cover all the days. We've picked the races we want to focus on. As we always say with all our videos, we can't just do everything because we'll be here forever and a day. So we've sort of picked out the races that we feel are the ones to concentrate on. So we're going to start with Tuesday. The Queen Anne Stakes, St James Palace Stakes and the King Charles Stakes. So up first we're going for the Queen Anne. So you want to kick us off then, Jay?
Right, yeah. So it's the 1 mile Queen Anne Stakes Group 1. It's all on Tuesday. It's bang, bang, bang. Group 1 all the way.
Quality racing.
Great card on Tuesday. And I had a little look around in the field and I've gone for More Thunder, trained by William Haggis. Been running in 7 furlong races. Good the firm. Winning at Newbury and Newmarket, but stepping up in trip should suit him. And he has run, he ran in May in the Wokingham Stakes, finishing 2nd place. That was a mile where Noble Speech beat him. And I think he can cope with the mile. Needs to step up. The dangers in the race, in this one in the Queen Anne, I think it'll be Cura, Noble Speech, Docklands, I reckon. I mean, Noble Speech will be, he'll be right up there for the mile, and Docklands has run there before in this same race with Harry Eustace. But more thunder for me, and I'm hoping he will do okay. Ante-post, if you are going to do the ante-post, and that's 5 to 1 for that one. So from there.
All right, fair enough. Well, mine sort of leads into that a little bit. Obviously, as you mentioned, Noble Speech is at the moment the current favourite. Has beaten More Thunder, Zeus Olympius, Damius, the Lion in Winter as also. But I'm actually going to go for the other Blue Silk. So I'm going to go for Operella Ballo. Opera Ballo. Sorry, yeah. Also Charlie. Charlie. Appleby. Not as experienced as Noble Speech, but he has won over the distance. That's one of my notes. And I think he was only 2 lengths behind. More Thunder was only 2 lengths behind Noble Speech, as you say. In the Lockings, is that right? I believe. And Ballo has beaten Zeus as well back in 2025. It was only his 6th race, but then he's gone on to win 3 since then, and Zeus hasn't. So that was sort of my reason in taking on the favourite and picking the other one that might be wrong to pick, but on paper looks to be progressing. So that was my pick for that race.
Zeus Olympius is doing is with a good stable with Cole Burke. They're doing in flying form at the moment. Disappointing last time, but he could do it well. But Opera Bello, I wouldn't put you off with Opera Bello. Has run on the Euro weather as well, and he was a certain horse for the Guineas, but he wasn't. I think he was for the Guineas a couple of years or last year, but no, I wouldn't put you off on them.
I'll be honest with you, Glenn. As Jamie's seen, that's exactly the route I was going down.
Right, okay.
Opera Bello. Again, I do think it's a toss-up between the 2 Godolphins. Noble Speech is obviously the standout horse in the race. There are good horses behind. But again, the more progressive type. If we go back to almost this time last year, the horse we just spoke about who won yesterday, Seagull's 11.
Seagull's 11, yeah.
Opera Bello beat. Both progressive forms. So if you're looking down horses that have come on from a year, Seagull's 11 goes on and wins. The form is franked. Yes, we've got to go back a year for that. But between then and now, Opera Bello has been very consistent. Yes, spent the Christmas over at Godolphin. Over in Maidan, who wouldn't?
Exactly.
But was winning what was put in front of him. The standard was different there. And has got more to prove here. But I think at the odds, especially this early stage, would I
what was
trust
the
odds?
7 to 2. I thought it was,
but I think you can find 4 to 1 in places. When Notable Speech, we don't know ground conditions as it stands. The weather's been terrible. We don't know what's going to hit. So Opera Bello.
Okay,
for me.
All right, so that's the Queen Anne taken care of. moving on then to the St James Palace Stakes. Who have you gone for on that then, Jane?
Well, ding ding, round 2 for the old Bo Echo versus Gastad.
Mm.
And then I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm, you know, moving away with other horses in that particular race in the St James's Palace Stakes.
Are you suggesting that in your opinion, it's a head-to-head?
It's going to be them two.
Okay.
On me personally, I think Gastad, who won very impressive in the Irish Guineas, won that very well because of that. Not a disappointing run, finishing second behind.
Underwhelming.
Yeah. But I think if he's in that type of mentality, Bo Echo, and George Bowy's saying that he's come out the race really well. I've spoken to when I was at Windsor. I've spoken to the assistant trainer of Bo Echo and his pupil assistant, and they've said they've never seen Bo Echo, you know, come on. He looks $1 million. He's built up a bit more muscle. And
confidence is sky high.
Is he 5 for 5?
Believe so.
Yeah. So I mean, ante-post. I mean, Gastad, he's like 130. Bo Echo's odds on 11 to 10. Who would I choose? I would, with that performance in the Guineas, which was, I thought that was impressive, especially with the stiff finish.
Yeah.
But you know, Gastad sort of backed up his ideas, and you could see that that was a different horse from the Guineas, from the English Guineas. I'll go for Bo Echo because of that race myself, and where the assistant trainer, the pupil assistant trainer, said, "Look, he's come on leaps and bounds on that." And I thought I would do that.
Yeah, it was impressive. Yeah,
it was impressive.
You want to go next film?
I'm not having to go at all the others like Endorsement.
No, there's a few in there.
Others.
Yeah, I've got one for you.
See, I mean, I just looking off of the back of it as well. It's very difficult to split the two. You don't ever like to just straight away eradicate a field and assume that you're just going to back in a two-horse race. It's not a two-horse race, but form would suggest. I mean, Constitution River's currently placed in this.
Yeah.
Not much. I've not seen or read anything at the moment of where their plans are for Constitution River.
I can give you some information on that because I wrote it down in my notes. Constitution River, or did I take it out? Oh no, Constitution River got an entry in the Irish Derby and the Eclipse.
Yeah.
Nothing at Ascot other than this.
No, as far as I know, only this. But I would have thought maybe with a recent French Derby win, then they'll be swerving this one and maybe looking at one of those two.
Yeah, because I wouldn't let him drop down in trip to a mile. I would stay with him. So
I mean,
reckon it's going to be a small field anyway.
Yeah, I do. I think personally, and I'll keep it short because I do believe, like you, that the quality of race or the quality of those two horses. There are good. There's value.
I'm going to throw one in there in a minute.
There's value, but I think Gastad. I just think we're legit. Don't get me wrong, you can't knock anything at the moment that Bo Echo's done because you can't. There's only ones by the horse's name.
Yeah.
So you can't knock it. I just think when push comes to shove on this day, I'm going to go Gastad. Okay.
All right. Well, I completely agree with what you both just said. I think it is going to be tough to usurp one of those two.
Yep.
If I was to pick one of those two, I think I'd be picking Bo Echo. I think he just has the measure of Gastad. But that's not to say that it's not possible to flip the form.
Of course.
But I was also going to throw in there, just again, but in a matter of interest, I was going to throw in the French raider, Raif, for Francis Gaffard.
Francis Gaffard,
it could be an option. And the reason why I just say that is because of the rain we're getting. We don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks because we never know with the British weather, do we?
We're only 2 weeks away, and we plan to film this outside in the sun.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that horse Rafe is a mud lover. So if it was Trenchel, I'm not saying it would work in favour. But he does have a win and a third on soft over in France. It's in the Aga Khan colours. I must admit, I've always had a bit of a thing for that. On the flag. I don't quite know why. I just have. So again, as a bit of an outsider, I must have didn't write down the odds. What odds was Rafe?
Sorry, mate. I've trouble for that. 12 to 1, I think.
Yeah, something I think it was.
12 to 14. At this point.
And I just thought, as a horse with sort of something to prove, I suppose, because it's one of them sort of French raiders. you know, you've got that whole travel aspect, because I mentioned a couple of other ones actually later on. So you have got that travel aspect of like, you know, that all that travel moving and everything, like you never quite know how they're going to deal with it, especially if they haven't had many runs in the UK. So yeah, that was just, I just thought one I might just throw in there, and I just thought, well, 14s or 12s, whatever it was, when I looked this morning or last night, I think, you know, it's going to be very hard to usurp those two, definitely.
Well, it's like we say when we do the Cheltenham previews, Grand National previews, we do these a few weeks in advance for a bit of content, for a bit of information.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you look at what's there. That doesn't mean in 2 weeks' time they're going to be there.
But also, we just don't know who's going to be prepared or not. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, what we did like with the Cheltenham. A couple of them we go, oh, we like that one, and also there's a bruised foot.
Yeah, but like you say, you have to go. Like, I see where you're coming from that one.
Yeah, so I'm just chucking it in there as a bit of interest, something a bit different, rather than just oh, well, it's one of those two sort of thing, you know.
100%.
So that makes me better than you two, because you picked the two favourites. So all right, we'll move on then to the King Charles Stakes. Jamie?
King Charles III.
Well, yeah, if you can do that. Too much mouthful. I'll just try and keep it short and sweet. But
another group one, 5 furlongs. It's going to be speed. Now, I know you say we need to go pinpoint on one horse, but I know with your technology, you don't have to do with the colours of the silks. But just put the names. There's two horses that I like if they do get declared, and there's an American raider who's George Weaver, called S.Y. Fair. It will come to Ascot hopefully. I think the straight course, I think he could cope with it, because he normally was coping it on the straight at Del Mar in the Breeders' Cup juvenile race turf, where he won. He beat Brussels, which is a Aidan O'Brien race. Horse.
Well, there's several Aidan O'Brien races as well. Them at the end, but go on.
But at Churchill, he was even better. It was so a different ride from R.I. Ortiz Jr. I'm hoping he will come to England, and he had a torrid time last time when he went to Ascot. He just didn't have, the experience. I'm hoping now this will be a little bit different for him. Bit better meat for him, and I was very impressed with C.Y. Fair. Looking at his form and watching his racings, he'll get out the gate very quickly. He's got very good gate speed, like the Americans, because they're always concentrating gate speed, and they're all race from there. And then the second one is Rosie Affair, trained by George Bowie, won at Haydock on Good to Soft, winning at the Cecil Frail Stakes, fillies and mares, beat Magic Bassam, ran on well to win that race. She finished second in Good to Firm Ground at Newmarket, that beat Flora Bermuda, which I have mentioned on a few times on TikTok. She got headed in the final strides, but got beat by a head at the stiff finish at Newmarket. Ascot will suit. It's got a stiff finish on quite a bit of an incline on the last furlong. Or half a furlong, and I think she can go on any ground. So ante-post for Rosie Affair is 25-1, and then the C.Y. the American raider C.Y. Fair is round about 16-1 ante-post with Sky.
Okay.
So from there, yes.
All right, well, I mean, I looked at this and thought, this is a Jamie special.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which there's another couple of James specials, I'm sure.
Yeah, there are. Well, he picked the list.
Yeah. So well, there you go.
It's very tailor-made.
Inside information.
I tell you what, you wait until Cheltenham comes back round again.
Yeah.
Nice
I've gone for one, and going back to what you were saying a minute ago, Sean, at the odds, maybe not going to be in this race because it's shorter odds in a different race. I was looking at, if he was to go, Aidan O'Brien's Charles Darwin.
Yes.
I mean, a big price in his 40s in this.
Yeah.
But again,
they have got another entry at 20 somewhere else. So that's maybe stem thinking you might be going
the beauty of all of these is that if we get in there early doors, and that's the whole point of doing anti-post betting, is yes, you run your risk, but if you follow the point system, which is what we do, and you do it, you just you don't stand to lose a lot.
No.
You stand to gain more than what you do.
What
exactly.
Also, it's the Willie Mullins bingo. It's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to put in a few horses in some races.
Yeah. I mean, obviously disappointed last time out, but had won 4 prior to that. over the sprint distance, over the 5 furlongs.
Yeah.
So you think that if that can be written off, and you can forgive him for that run, then should have all the weapons and arsenals to win this one. In all honesty, God, let me mention Arsenal.
Yeah,
enough of that as it is already.
I mean, they've done that before. Yeah. I mean, they've done it with Albert Einstein and a few others.
Yeah,
so that's not bad.
I mean, after that blip, Ryan Moore was quoted as saying that the colt lost action momentarily.
Okay.
In the race. So, and the vet reported normal post race basically. So they didn't find anything wrong with him. So I'm just thinking that should they go down this road and not the other road? 40 just seems a massive price. And like I say again, we always say this. Well, I often say it, if you can forgive them for that one race, they just had a bad day at the office. Well, then should have all the tools enough to win this race.
Yeah.
So say a big shot at the minute and might not even go because I'd say has got an entry. I can't remember. I'd have to scroll down. Has got an entry in another race because I kind of mentioned it in that race as well.
You've got another danger. You've got American Affair that ran has done really well through last year, climbing up the handicap ladder and hitting the group stages and done really well. He ran his first race and that was a bit of a sort of a run, sort of a work run, finished 6th and then did all right after that. So
anything stand out to you, Sean?
I only found the one Night Raider for Burke. I've got to be honest with you, just going back over it again, I'm slightly gutted that I haven't gone a little bit sooner on the ante-post because it was not so long ago 33-1.
Right. Okay.
When 33, 16s, 10s and now only 8s.
Oh, okay.
I say only 8s.
Yeah.
You take that all day long.
Yeah, of course.
For a horse that bookend May with a win either side at the beginning and at the end.
Yeah.
Again, the thought process behind this in this race to me is it being a 5 furlong sprint and we don't know the weather. This is a horse that has won on good to firm and good to soft.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so
it isn't going to be any different to any of them two because it's not torrential weather.
No,
it's just going to be enough that it will soften the ground, or if it dries up, it'll be firm.
Dry out a bit, yeah.
So
exactly,
I just try and look more on logic. Hasn't won by a long distance, but has won each time on decent ground and soft. So depending on how it goes, I think Night Rider again, slightly gutted not getting there sooner at 33s, but I would quite happily take 8.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll move on then to the Wednesday. Day two. Prince of Wales Stakes we're starting with. You want to kick us off again, Jay?
Okay. It's the 1 mile, 1 furlong and the very important 212 yards. I think they need to get that. There's one that I like.
Don't believe you.
Which is it's Sadad, trained by Roger Varian, stepped up to 1 mile, 2 furlongs in the Tax Gold Cup at the Curragh. He finished in 3rd place. I think the 1 furlong was a little bit too far for me. So they're dropping it down to 1 mile, 1. Before that, one at Sandown in a 5-runner Gordon Richard Stakes Group 3. He settled into the race really well at the rear. When about 2 furlongs out, he just led and ran really well in the last furlong to win by 1 3/4 lengths. And he beat King of Cities. And I think the good ground or, the track, it will suit him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does well. Roger Varian does well. It's a good stable. Now they've got, I've forgotten his bleeding name now, but jockey is Ray Dawson. He's just come to me. Ray Dawson, he's sort of number 1 jockey for Roger Varian now. So yeah, Sadad. And I think ante-post, you're looking with Sky Bet, and I think you've got bigger prices with anybody else. I think 25-1 for that one for the Prince of Wales Stakes Group 1. All
right. Well, I'm going to need my notes here, lads. So get your green flag ready again. Another Aga Khan runner.
You like your green?
Yeah, Francis again. He's got 2 runners in this. He's got, I believe you pronounce it, Caladanga.
Callaghan.
Yeah,
Callaghan.
that one. Yeah.
Who's,
and then he's also got the current favourite, Daisy. Darcy. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. We'll get picked apart. People always do.
Oh, I love that now.
Yeah. interesting to see who Barcelona picks, the jockey.
Yes.
Because it's ridden on and had success on both.
Yeah.
Darzi, or however it's pronounced, has only actually run once outside of France.
Yes.
And actually was 6 of 6 at York.
Yeah.
So, as I say, then you ask that question, is there a travel aspect there that didn't agree?
Yeah. True.
Possibly. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. I was going to go for the more experienced one.
The Canavan is the world's highest rated horse in the world.
Oh, right, okay.
He's running in the...
Yeah, I mean, he's 5 for 5.
Yes.
Wow. As I say, more experienced outside Longchamp.
Yeah.
He
will like a bit of...
And I believe he was a quarter of a length behind second favourite Ombudsman.
Ombudsman.
Yeah.
John Bailey
in the Quick Code Champion Stakes last year at Ascot.
I think I was. Yes, yeah. I was there. I was there at that.
Sean or someone might have remind me the price of
Calandra game.
12s.
Caladanga. I can't get it. 12s. Yeah. So again, another price.
Calandra game. Yes.
Yeah. I thought a decent price. I thought I'd go with that one.
Right. I'll be honest. Mine isn't a decent price. But I do like this. It's actually one of very few flat horse races that I associate with and like. Do you see what I mean? Where we talk about jumps, well, we're more keen on the longevity in it. Oblisman. I just think as much as I don't go too deep into flat racing and in that respect, not for any other particular reason, it's just I just enjoy jumps more.
Yeah.
This is a horse that I have found very impressive. And I do genuinely think that I don't know. I don't see much in that race to beat it again. I know what you're saying about obviously Calandra being the highest rated horse. I do, and I can fully appreciate that. I just think Omnisman will come alive at Ascot.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Short and sweet for me. Yeah. I do like that horse.
Ooh.
Right. Okay. So then we move on to the one that I have not picked anything in because I was just limited on the information I was looking at. Is the Queen Mary's.
Queen Mary. 5 furlongs.
Loves a Fast and Furious.
That is very unusual, that one. Anyway, coming on the
well,
Queen
just
Mary.
Up, whoever that is.
I was just going to say easy.
Easy.
Because he went on the inside.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're watching the Derby.
We're watching the race as well.
Meets on while we're doing this. Sparks fly. One's easy.
So on the Queen Mary, there's 2 that I like. One is a Midland Park racing horse, which I'm going to be very bullish about. Persuada ran twice at Savile. Didn't really cope ran very well on the all-weather track at Savile. Finished second twice. Seemed to be lost a bit of her action, but I think the jockey was just a little bit easy. She got beat by Love a Giggle, and Love a Giggle has won the Marygate at Beverley on turf, and that boosted her form. And Persuada ran at Goodwood, and she won that race, a 5 furlong novice stakes, or I think it was a conditioned stakes. She ran the fastest time at Goodwood in the past 10 years on the track. She's a breeze up horse, so they bought her from the breeze up horse, so she's ready to run, so she can ride and all that. Love a Giggle is trained by Cole Burke. Cole Burke is very good on the 2-year-olds. He's been banging in the winners with 2-year-olds. They've got some really good, nice horses there. I think Persuada was big price at the time. Ante-post was back 40 to 1. It's been backed into from 25s now. And Love a Giggle, I think it will cope with the Ascot and also Persuada. It's a stiff and it's 5 furlongs. It's going to be a big field. I reckon it could go into 2 or 3 groups. And I think Love a Giggle, Ante-post, around about 10 to 1 if you're going to go for Ante-post. Or you can just wait on the day when there's going to be bigger prices and might drift out. Those are the 2, Persuada and Love a Giggle.
Okay. Did you
No, I've got to be honest with you. This isn't one that I found too much of interest. I'll be honest with you. So it's lucky you went for 2. But yeah, it was just a race that nothing stood out, and for the sake of it, I'm not going to.
Pick anything.
Closer to the time, it'll be a completely different story. But as we look now, it was way too of a minefield from my point of view.
Quite. I thought the same, to be honest. So.
Right, next one.
Next one.
The Hunt Cup?
The Royal Hunt Cup.
Yeah,
you've
the
got
Royal
to be
Hunt
careful.
Cup.
It's a straight 1 mile. There's a few horses that I like. Depending on the horses on their handicaps if they do get in. There's now you can put a list. You don't have to on your gadget on your little bit on your gizmo. Just put the names on them because there's about 4 or 5 that I like, but you know, it's depending on the handicap marks if they can get in. So it's going to be a big field. There's going to be like 30 runners. It's going to be a cavalry charge, and then we'll go into 2 or 3 groups. They normally tend to be quite a few on the far side, massive group on the near side under the stand rail, and it's all to do with the stalls. The stalls are most important as well. So the first one is Whip Cracker. I've mentioned Whip Cracker a few times on TikTok with trained by Richard Hughes. Second place at Chester behind Respond that ran at Epsom before, finishing second place. Has finished third behind Respond in the spring cup at Newbury. Big price. Has run at Royal Ascot before, ran in the same race, Royal Hunt Cup. Finished 26th place. There's the ante-post. You're looking around about 33-1. The second one is Lingwood. Richard Hannon won very well at Newbury. Won the Spring Cup. Great ride by Jamie Spencer. Came in off the pace. Won by 3 1/4 lengths. He's got good back form behind him. Ante-post 12-1. The one is quite interesting. If she gets in, is Suskuska, which is Skukuza, trained by Ed Dunlop. It's been running in group races. It could be a group horse in a handicap. Has done really well. It does well on big fields. Has run in Royal Ascot before in the Britannia handicap, finishing second. But who knows, could get in. And the other 2, and I haven't put no notes on, is Urban Lion, is ante-post ran about 33s, and the other one is Blue RC that ran in the
he's going to pass
out. Red Car Gold Cup.
Take a deep breath in a minute.
Red Car Gold Cup, finishing second. So that's Blue RC. So just a reminder: Whip Cracker, Lingwood, Suskuska, Urban Lion, and Blue RC. Have a little look at them.
And then after that, you'll have no money left.
Yeah,
I was just going to say,
you better back them all. I've picked one out. I've picked William Haggis's Eternal Force at 14s.
Yes.
The owners, in one of the many shapes involved in racing.
Yes.
In the old blue with the yellow polka dots, well, like 3 of them across the chest. Looks the pick of the bunch on form of the ones that he's going to send if they go. What have I got to do? Yeah, and it was a bit of a blot of the coffee book at Donny.
Yeah.
But was only beaten by a nose in the next. Do you know what I mean? So obviously showed some turnaround in form after sort of, I think Donny was like, 7th at Donny. So it was obviously a bit disappointing. So, providing, that's come on from that last race, as you say, you know what I mean? To finish 7th and be nowhere near to then just getting done by a nose, obviously showed you can sort of forgive that run.
Yeah.
So, as you say, many of a horse you could really look at. It's just one that stood out to me.
One of my 2.
Oh, okay.
Eternal Falls. Again, I've gone further back than that. I disregarded the 2 runs and saw the wins beforehand where he was able to win like 3 on the bounce in large fields, large company as well, which is going to take that, isn't it, in this sort of field. So that stood out to me. The other one I like the look of was the Hannon Horse Classic.
Oh, right, yes.
Has had a decent year so far, but again, I look at those in the larger fields. The one where obviously we were talking about Eternal Force just then was second in a 5-runner field.
Yeah.
Is going to be a completely different kettle of fish to this. Whereas Classic runs races no less than 11 in a field, 21, 15, 12. It just seems a little bit more of a hardened racer. So I feel Hannon will be a little bit more aware of this race.
Yeah.
But yeah, Classic would be my main. I'm quite keen on that. But Eternal Force, I did like the look of.
Are we going to have a little bit of a break or not?
No, we'll just carry on through. Yeah, we'll carry on through.
Right.
So then we come to the Thursday then,
Day
three, yeah.
We've
only got the one pick really from that.
Yeah, but it's the main.
Yeah, it's the main one. It's the
Ascot Gold Cup.
Ascot Gold Cup, yeah.
Who wins it, Joe?
I think
Europe. No, come on.
Scandinavia, I think, has done really well. Won the Gold Cup trial. I don't know where that was. I think it was a 1 mile 6. I think he can cope with the 2 mile 3 furlongs, and I think Scandinavia. But there could be a bit of a danger with Cabello de Mar. Is normally run in extended 2 mile races, and George Scott. His stable's doing quite well. Obviously, it's all down up to the race meet on stable form and things. But I think Cabello de Mar could be up there in a bit of the mix. Ante-post, you're looking at 6-1, but Scandinavia is favourite.
Yeah.
He's around about
about
6-4. But I mean, a lot of people go for the favourites, and that. I mean, Yates has won it 4 times with Coolmore. You never know, there could be another Coolmore in that role of honour, really. But yeah, those are the 2.
What about you?
Trawlerman. Ascot form.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Because we don't obviously go too deep into it with regards to the flat seasons. We've obviously more jumps. I keep going on about that. But when you look at this, Ascot is a very much horses for courses type of track. As you've mentioned before, it is one of those, and I do think Trawlerman. I think at 6-1 is massive value.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
I do. I genuinely do.
For last winner,
yeah,
I think that
again
seems a bit.
Concern is obviously hasn't had many runs.
No,
since then.
And he's won the Gold Cup.
Yeah, has won the Gold Cup, so they know where they're at with it. Again, yes, hasn't had too many runs since then. I get that, but a horses for courses sort of job in this race. Trawlerman.
Well, I mean, like you said it before, innit? Like you're saying, expect Scandinavia to step up to the trip, which may well prove you 100% right.
It could be
but it could be the opposite.
It could be.
Yes. So that's what swayed me. I looked and thought, well, what would divide me on the 2? And I thought, well, what would divide me would be the fact that one's won the race before, and like say course and distance winner, and one that isn't. Yeah. So if I was going to come down on either side, I'd err on the side of caution, let's just say, and go with someone that's done it, seen it, got the T-shirt, seen the film, the lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was my thinking, very much like what you were saying there, Sean. I was just pushed towards the fact that Scandinavia hasn't run the distance, and it's 50-50. Yeah, it might prove me completely wrong. It might prove me completely right.
Trawlerman for me.
So so I'm going to go with Trawlerman as well.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we're on to day 4 then, the Friday. A quick break there, folks. The Commonwealth Cup. Come on then, Jamie, start the ball rolling.
This has got Jamie written all over it, and I know one of them he's going to do.
Oh, yes. There could be 3, because I like Phoenicia Sun. Very, very impressive. Haydock in the Sandy Lane Stakes Group 2, travelled throughout the race, and even the jockey looked beside the second and ran on. And was absolutely impressive indeed. Won by 3 lengths. Dropped down in trip because she ran in the Guineas, didn't get the trip, so they decided to go dropping down in trip to 6 furlongs. And I tell you what, there was such a difference of a horse from 6 furlongs to a mile. And she's really improved. She's going to be the main danger for this race. I think she's going to be the one to beat. But then the other one I like is Song of the Clyde. Is
Midland Park by any chance?
Oh yes, Clyde Cox won a listed race, beating Albert Einstein by a neck, and won a sales race at York and finished second in a sales race at Doncaster, 6 furlongs as well. Clive Cox has got 2 in this race. He's got Song of the Clyde and got Cope Paul. He's quite.
That was Paul Gascoigne. Oh no, that was Song on a Time. Sorry.
I could see you thinking of that. The other one is obviously Albert Einstein, because I think with Aidan O'Brien, I think he will improve from that race. I mean, he was in the Guineas. They've dropped him down into sprint distances. Aidan O'Brien said he's the fastest horse that he's trained. Not really sure because, Song of the Clyde beat him. But he will bounce back. You most probably see him a different horse like they normally do with City of Troy and other horses, that win big races.
Well, and I've said it before, I think people do jump on the bandwagon a bit too early sometimes in this sport. But,
so if you want to do on your graphics or anything, 2 Venetian Sun for definite for Colbert, but with a behind Song of the Clyde.
Okay, all right.
Commonwealth Cup.
Are you, Sean?
Well, you were talking about horses where they jumped on the bandwagon and then flat to deceive, and you're like hoping for a bit of bounce back on the O'Brien one. I think that, but I'm going True Love.
Okay.
I think the Guineas win at the start was the Guineas win, wasn't it? At the start of the season. Then the second to Precise, who came over the top at Curragh.
Oh God.
Which wasn't a bad run by True Love. It's just unfortunate that Precise made the move that the horse did and won the way the horse did.
That was a different.
I don't think took anything away from True Love. I just think it's unfortunate that there's now a second and not a first by her name in correlation with that. I agree with what you're saying. I think the favourite's a very strong favourite throughout Ascot itself. But I do think that True Love at 10-1 for what was a Guineas winner and only a second in her hand is value, is what I've looked on there. I think the favourite is a worthy favourite.
Oh, God,
but I just think looking this far ahead, if you're going to have a couple of early stabs for a horse that won the Guineas, and again, like you said, everyone was on the hype train, like they do that first weekend at Newmarket. I just think she's a really good type, or the horse is a really good type, and I think True Love, will outrun those odds of 10-1 comfortably. Personally.
Okay, all right. Well, on my notes here, obviously, like I was saying to you earlier on about Charles Darwin, I don't know, Brian's entered in this race as well, but at 20s, so as opposed to 40s. Which we were talking about earlier. So,
but again, it doesn't hurt to hedge your bet.
No, of course not. No, but as we always say, with the odds, it does give you a bit of a pointer generally in where they're going. No, they're not often too far wrong. So, for obviously sort of the reasons that covered in the last race would be the same sort of reasoning behind going for this one. But that isn't my actual selection. I've gone for a bigger price, and this is one for your bet slip: 33-1.
Here we go. Now we're talking. Name, Jamie.
B Hike.
B Hike, yes, I think so.
That's B Hike, B-Hike. George Scott.
Yes.
Got a bit to find on the ratings, if I'm honest.
Right.
Only won a couple of Class 4s at Lingfield.
Right.
Which, I mean, no disrespect to Lingfield when I say that.
No.
But it's like I say again, you're talking Class 4, so you're talking a big step up. Against the horses of calibre, some you just mentioned. But as I always say on many occasions, you can't fault if they've won, they've won. There's not much you can say about it, you know what I mean? I just think maybe at 33, he's shown some early promise. Really, what I'm saying is it all depends if there's improvement still there. Of course. If there's improvement still in the horse, well then it might massively outrun them odds.
100%.
But, I'm certainly nowhere near as an aficionado as you are. But I'm just looking at it. Hasn't done nothing wrong. Nope. Can't fault it. Won its 2 races quite well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's difficult to oppose, isn't it? Is what you're saying.
Exactly. I can't. At 33-1, if someone said to me, "I'm sticking like a $5 on it," I'd say, "Well, good luck to you." Do you know what I mean? Exactly. One of them sort of thing. That's the kind of way I'm viewing it. I'm not saying that I would go in there, trackside and say, right, put my mortgage on it, mate. Do you know what I mean? Put the house on it, but I'll probably have a little punt on it for that price.
Yeah, definitely.
Mate, you're right.
I think it could easily outrun them odds if there's still improvement in the horse.
Of course. Yeah, exactly. So, which we'll find out on the day.
Yeah, which we'll all find out. Exactly, yeah. So that was my selection.
No, good man.
Right, okay then. Coronation Stakes then.
Well, there's 2. One big price, one medium price. Donnacha O'Brien, Valentina, one firm on at Del Mar in the Breeders' Cup, 1 mile. Dropping down in trip should suit, and can run on good ground and firm. I'm hoping the weather will improve.
We're just watching the Epsom Derby, by the way. That's horrific.
That's terrible.
I was there 2 years ago, mate, and it was sweating.
Yeah,
right. That's horrific.
Oh my god.
So I'll put Valentina.
As Peter Carroll says, bouncing it down.
Bouncing it down.
80 price, around about 25-1, and then the second one I like in the Coronation Stakes if she gets in. is the prettiest star, even though I'm not the prettiest star.
No, don't.
I won't hear nothing of it.
Trained by Ed Walker. Distance will suit. She did finish 4th place in the 1,000 guineas. Ran well there. Running on to 4th place. And I've got no problem. She's a sire of Starman as well. Ante-post ran about 10-1. So yeah, those are the two. Ballatina and prettiest star for the Coronation Stakes.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll run through my notes. I've got a few little notes on here. Thundering On's actually got an entry, but probably unlikely.
Very unlikely.
Yeah,
halved in price though, just by the by. Over the night.
Oh,
it was 50s.
Really?
33s now 16s.
Wow.
But
I was also got an entry in the Pretty Polly.
Yeah.
And the Irish Oaks.
Yeah. So
you'd think there's a bigger prize on offer
throughout the season
that they'd probably be looking for.
Absolutely.
Precise, as you mentioned a minute ago, Sean. Safe bet. Putting that Guineas run behind. Went on to win the Irish Guineas. I quite like. I think you mentioned Diamond Necklace. Did you mention Diamond Necklace?
No.
I thought you did.
The other O'Brien one, isn't it?
Another Aidan O'Brien. Looks interesting. Up until May this year, off track for 217 days. Now, I'm not sure why. There's quite a gap between the recent run and then the run before that.
Yeah.
If it's soft, seems to like a bit of cut in the ground. Again, as you say, Sean, we assume it won't be too far either way of what we got now. But with this country, you never know.
No.
One of Philly's race in Ireland on heavy. Is capable if it goes soft.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, like I say, not necessarily calling it a mud lover per se, because we might not even get that. But if we get a bit of cut in the ground, it might suit a little bit. And I thought 8 was a reasonable price. Could come into play if we get a bit of rain.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Ascot do drain well because they have done drainage systems somewhere.
I've got one other big price. And I want a big price. Get that green flag out again.
Go on.
Another Argan calm colour.
I'm doing that treble. Each way treble.
And another French raider, Ejara.
I
can't put my teeth in today.
Yeah.
Ejara or something like that.
Should have gone for the other one.
Should have gone for French lessons.
Yeah. French raider, 40 to 1 at the minute.
40.
Yeah.
Wow.
3 races under rules. One all of them. 2 on your weather, and 1 on the turf at Chantilly. That was listed as a listed race. It's a big step up in trip, as I said, for the other outsider. I literally put on my notes here about they're often tried. A lot of horses, I find a lot of flat horses in coming to these big races. They've won successfully in low-level races, and then all of a sudden it's bang, a big step up in tip.
Yeah, definitely.
I find with jumps horses, you tend to see a little bit more natural progression through the classes.
Going up the ladder.
Why that is exactly, I'm not 100% sure, but you do tend to see that. So again, can't knock what they've done. And again, if there's improvement in the horse, might outrun that odds by some way.
Yeah.
So that was another big price. Look at me with a big price.
I know.
You're not here to play games this
time. Yeah. Right. What about you then, Sean?
I think Precise wins. This goes back to obviously the previous race that we were talking about, the True Love as well, that's drifting in this race. So if you're going to get in there early doors, is 10 to 1s for, what was the race we just discussed? Commonwealth.
Commonwealth, yeah.
10 to 1 at the moment was 5 to 2 on this, now 3s is drifting. I'm hoping that's because why would Aidan O'Brien need 2 in there of that quality? Is again, when you've got 2 horses, like when you've got a Guineas winner of each, why pit them up against each other when you've got 2 options on the same day to win 2 races? It's the Willie Mullins logic, isn't it? Behind
sure
it in that respect.
They'll consider that.
He's got plenty of other options in that race for pace setters. He doesn't need True Love in that race. So I'm hoping for a value bet now 10 to 1 that I spoke about True Love, which I'll do today. Is money worthwhile? Again, you don't know that for a fact. He might chuck them both in and see, look, who's the best horse.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Precise is the best horse.
Yeah,
I think
I'm going to put someone later because I've picked out some nice
prices. Some big prices.
And for once, I'm actually going to follow my own.
For the sake of what they are value-wise now, again, like we spoke about before, if you use a point system and you're patient and you're sensible with it, you only stand to win. Because if you lose it, you're losing small stakes. Yeah. But there's value in these. Yeah. I think Precise wins. I'll be honest, I'll keep it short on that one. I genuinely do think he's got such a good horse there.
Okay. Well, we're right down to the bottom now, haven't we? So we're on the Saturday, the day 5.
So I've run out of tips during the night, and I went, oh no, I might as well.
You want to have a look at the Wokingham? I will have a look. Go on, Glenn. What have you got?
Okay, all right. Well, I've noted this down as another big price Jamie special race.
Oi. You're going to have to send me your list over, mate, after this, I tell you.
There's many with 1, 2, 3, 4 against their name.
Yeah.
So, it's a bit of a tough one.
It's a tricky race, though, isn't it? Where's it? The Queen Elizabeth, isn't it? It's
not, that's it. Yeah, sorry, I didn't say that. Yeah, the Queen Elizabeth. Yeah. One that I've got to say a couple of notes. Stolen Kiss at 40s. Is won last 3 in France over 5-6 furlongs.
What you're basically doing is looking to retire everyone.
Yeah. I'm looking to retire myself. Yeah, that's it. I people will ignore me thinking that bloke don't know nothing.
Keep the prices up.
And I scoop the pot. This horse is fairly consistent early on in its career. It's sort of waned a bit, you know. I also like another French raider, but this isn't the green flag this time.
No, don't waste my time.
Sagier.
Okay, yeah.
Sagier for Andre Fabre. Is it Fabre?
Andre Fabre.
Fabre, is that how it's pronounced? Might be a pick at 14s. A bit more consistent across the career than Stolen Kiss. Again, like I've mentioned, I've put in my notes again, you've still got that travel aspect. Doesn't really come over this side of the pond.
It's how they travel well.
Yeah, exactly. So that there is that. But that one did win at Newmarket over 6 furlong on good. So again, if it stays that way, that could suit. Has some, some decent form on soft as well. So should handle what we got right now anyway. Actually won a listed, Jamie, in 2023, beating MPR horse Lexington Bell.
Not one of the Lexingtons.
Yeah, which was in 3rd that day. That's my selection, really. I was sort of leaning more towards Sagier. I thought Stolen Kiss was a bit of an outsider chance. Still at a reasonable price, 14s, but I was sort of slightly edging towards Sagier.
Right.
I could only really find one that stood out to me. It was Comanche Brave for Donica O'Brien. And there's a lot that stood out to me because, again, like you say, there's not so many 1-1-1-1-1s in this race. They're very sporadic in their wins.
But there is, like say, 1s and 2s and 3s sort of dotted about.
It's a tough field with some tough horses in that have been in some difficult races, and obviously the finishing places obviously suggest that. Comanche Brave, no different. 3/3, a 5th, but his last win. The thing that has stood out to me with this horse, especially with Donica O'Brien on, is the jockey bookings have been Ryan Moore and Ocean Murphy. So I don't normally see those names associated with Donica O'Brien. Yes, he will.
They're not really messed about.
Don't get me wrong. Yes, they will pick up those rides because he won't always run against Aidan O'Brien and Joseph. But it's if he's in the same field as those, Ryan Moore and Murphy will get the pick of the other bunches as opposed to a horse like this. So again, I don't know too much about the horse and the quality. I have just gone on the jockey booking, which is apparent on both, and the fact that it's consistent in large fields. Personally, and at 10-1, again, was 40s, was 12s, now 10s. There's some money coming. There's noise, but again, that could be people going, "Oh, blimey, Moore and Murphy on these doesn't normally rides for him. Let's just lump on." So that could.
We do know that there's all sorts of trends that people can follow, and
it's
some
a
of
lot
them
of fabricated betting, isn't it? That is made up because
some of them can be well thought out, and some of them can just be impulse.
That's mine, impulse. Comanche Brave, 10-1.
I can't then, Jay.
Well, there's two. Well, there's two I like.
There's the winner there.
Yeah, there's the winner. There's Japan Raider, Sunol Reeve, finished second in this race last year, finishing second. I know there's an Australian raider who's going to be favoured. Favourite, Jolster.
Yeah, Jolster or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if I can have a favourite in that field.
I think Sato, I think will improve. Finished second last year. I reckon will do wonders, and I think will win. I think it would be good to see a Japan raider winning a English race. It will do well of good for the Japan industry, bloodstock industry, and all that. And the other one is like sort of a big price at 40s is Aranran, which I've mentioned a couple of times, and has done well, and also ran well. They won at Doncaster in the beginning of the flat season. At 40s, that's a nice little each way price. If there's some of the bookies will do like 4 or 5 prices.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be a big field, that isn't it? So
Santo Reeve, ante-post will be about 6 to 1.
Calendigan.
From there.
That's Calendigan.
Oh, he is as well.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know it was running.
So that's mine.
We'll wrap up and watch this.
Yeah,
that's the Queen Liz.
Oh, we got to go.
Queen Liz.
That's my one from the Queen Liz Group 1.
Okay, all right.
So what's the next one? The last one was...
So that brings us to the last race.
Is the Wokingham.
I don't think we had any in this though, Glenn, did we? Did anything stick out to you?
Yeah,
in the Wokingham, the last?
Oh.
Yeah, well, I picked one out. I did pick one out.
I wasn't... Go on then, you go, mate.
Yeah. All right, so in the Wokingham, I was looking at James Owen's Far Above Dream, 20 to 1. Could be a little dabble for me. Only won 5 out of 15. You know, is that great? Is it not great? I mean, it depends how harsh you judge horses. You know what I mean? But
33% of his races,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, he's in quite good form at the minute. Yeah, good form. Yeah, the distance is in his wheelhouse. It would seem that he'd want the good, given the last 3 wins have come on good.
Yeah.
But also won a big handicap on heavy. So I'm a bit like, well, how's that work then? You're normally one or the other, isn't it? Kind of thing, you know. But it seems to be, pretty consistent on all grounds, really. Double Rush for Andrew Balding is another shout. I think could be a pick. One last 2 over the distance could be another option. Fairly consistent again. And then this is just completely impulse. I also noticed a horse called where's it gone? I've lost it. I haven't put the name down now. Addison Gray.
Oh, okay.
And I'm purely based on that. That's for Clive Cox, and I'm purely basing that on the fact the Cubs play on the junction. Wrigley Field is on the junction of Addison and Clark Street.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So there's a bit of usage trivia for people who don't care about American sports. I just superstition. That's where they play. It's literally the junction of the stadium is built onto the corner, and it's called Clark and Addison. Is the 2 roads that branch off.
Yeah.
I just thought, I might just stick a cut of it out just for the hell of it. So so a few there. Like I say, no real absolute solid selections, if you know what I mean.
But nearer the time, we're going to gauge a bit more on especially in fields like this. I mean, the Wokinham's going to be a huge field anyway, isn't it? So, yeah. I mean, I'll cut
2 for me, really. Would say that Far and Above for James Owen, and then Double Rush for Andrew Balding.
Well, I say I'm happy to go diving that I haven't selected.
Yeah, fair enough. No,
as yet, don't get me wrong, it is a race that I quite have a lot of intrigue into nearer the time.
You'll
but
find
for this one, you could, like you say, you could scroll for it. I've been watching you flick for ages. There's about
the list
1,700 runners at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the list is endless,
personally, nothing has stood out as yet. But
did you find anything for the last one, Jay?
Yeah.
You haven't got to?
There's a couple. Far and Above Dream with James Owen. One last time out. Ante-post ran about 20 to 1. And then going up on the field and on their handicap, if he does get in, which is, and I'm just coming up to it, there's Kenilworth does well. It's an old handicapper runner, and that's Great Acclaim. Eve Johnson Houghton always does well on big handicaps. So for me, those are the 2 for the Wokingham.
Okay, all right. Well,
Calendigan.
He's no. I can't see.
That race is just falling apart there. Look at all 5 runners.
Yeah.
So this is the 240 at Epsom. It looks like it's going to go to O'Brien.
So
Landagain in fourth, but that just means it'll be a bigger price.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
but yes, that's the
that is it. That's a lot. That's
for now
covered for now.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more when it comes to
when we get closer and that. Yeah, of course.
But you can't beat a bit of anti-post chat.
Yeah, yes. I don't think he's got no O'Brien now, is it?
No, I got that completely wrong. No, whoever that was,
that
changed Scott.
Yeah, that changed.
That Weathers.
Roller.
Is that what it is?
Basically
roller wins. There you go. The 240 at Epsom.
Yeah, so there you go. That's it, folks. That's our preview of the Ascot meet. Obviously, I know a lot of you flat fans will be well looking forward to it. I enjoy it, Ascot. Don't get me wrong. But as I say, I don't make no bones about being a jumps fan first.
No,
that's just how I got into the sport. It's my first love of the sport of racing, and that won't change, I'm afraid.
No,
but as I say,
Ascot is a good week.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, but of course, like I say, each their own. I have no ill feeling towards anyone that likes a flat. I just say, just as we said before, just jumps is in my heart first and foremost. So hopefully, you may agree, you may disagree. As per usual, do all the good stuff. Follow, like, share, subscribe. There's so much to sort of say nowadays, all the different social media platforms. Just get involved. Join us on our very successful TikTok. We'll be on there. Sean's always on there. Jamie's always on there. I'm not on there so much, I have to admit. The lads seem to find a bit more time than I do. Just get involved is exactly why we do it. We are looking to do a sort of a subscription of some sort. We haven't quite decided which way around we're going to do it yet. We still need to do a bit more research ourselves just to find out what's going to suit us best for what we can do and the time allowed. We're not doing it out of any huge money-making scheme idea. It's just that we've been doing it for a long time. There's a lot of other people out there doing something similar to what we do. And we just want to, we just thought, why don't we try and do something where we might earn a few quid out of it. It might pay for the odd race day ticket. So certainly not looking to stripe anybody up. Something that's very open-ended. Come and go as you like. There's no ulterior motive.
No, transparency is key.
Absolutely, 100%. Hopefully you'll jump on board when that gets up and running. Obviously, we'll give a bit more information when the time comes.
We'll rattle through it all, won't we?
So take care, folks. Take care, lads, and we'll see you again for another video.
Will do.
Bye.
Bye-bye.